Hello everyone and welcome to QA Learning Hub. A majority of people, including professionals, don't understand the topic of processed versus unprocessed foods. The differences are not as simple as we are thinking right now. People often think if it comes in a box, it must be processed and automatically be bad for you. Their logic is if unprocessed foods are good, processed must be bad. This complex way of thinking has led many to believe that just because one thing is better, its counterpart must automatically be damaging. Let's have a look at processed food versus unprocessed foods. How can you tell the differences between both and what is good to eat and what must be avoided? What is processed food? These foods are all over the place. Most of the time, foods are processed to slow down spoilage and for convenience. You can store things like chips, sodas, meats, frozen dinners, and bread for a longer period of time comparatively than the unprocessed. But convenience is not the most critical factor. Our health and the nutrients we require are being affected. Processing strips away vitamins and minerals from our food. Your intake of additives and preservatives might shock you as well. Processed foods are leading to overeating and unhealthy weight gain. These foods are making their way into our grocery cart due to their attractive nature. They are high in calories, additives, preservatives, sodium, and sugar, whereas very low in fiber, and therefore they led you to feel starved and empty even after eating them in bulk. How to know if a food is processed? You have to avoid things like trans fats and HFCS, that is high fructose corn syrup. In addition to that, artificial sweeteners and coloring agents are also not good and must be avoided. How can you tell that the processed food is bad for you? Look for components such as sodium nitrate, propyl, potassium bromate, and monosodium glutamate, that is MSG. Try to eliminate these from your diet. For example, are you tempted to put canned items in your cart, thinking of picking up some packaged or box foods? These are the signs towards processed foods. For most food companies, shelf life and mass production are the main priorities, not your health. Micronutrients, omega-3 fatty acids, and fiber are being taken away in the processed foods, and that's why it is not a good thing to have processed foods on daily basis. What is unprocessed food? The short answer is those whole foods that are minimally processed and their vitamins and nutrients are still present. The food is coming to you in its natural or nearly natural state is unprocessed food. For example, you may be tempted to purchase boxed meal helpers and frozen pizza for a weekday evenings. After all, it's been a long day and you need a break. But your body needs balance and fuel for tomorrow. You are not going to get it by turning to sugar and salt that is highly present in that frozen pizza, so be sure before purchasing what you are going to purchase. How to know if it is unprocessed food? Some describe whole foods as real foods. They come straight from the earth and remain as close to that natural state as possible. A rule of thumb that some people use is if it has a nutrition label, something has been added or altered. Notice that fresh bananas and a bunch of asparagus do not bear a label. Think about that the next time you are shopping for yourself and maybe even your family. Look for fish like wild salmon, beans and legumes are also your friends. You can prepare them and serve them in so many ways. Seeds and nuts like pecans and walnuts are whole foods. Apple, berries, plums, spinach and kale fall under this category as well. Grass-fed beef and grains like quinoa and millet are also considered whole. Why eat whole or unprocessed foods? A whole foods diet focuses on consuming foods in the most natural state. These foods have not been processed, taking on various preservatives and other chemicals. While whole foods seem ideal, your lifestyle may call for some degree of convenience. Your goal should be to strike on a healthy nutritional balance. Hope you have got some idea about processed and unprocessed food. Now it's your duty to add up your cart with foods that are full of nutrients rather than preservatives, so it may not affect the health of yours and your loved ones. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching.